All right, let's get right into this. I know. Anyways, I wanted to get into. I had an idea, and again, hopefully, it can roll into something more. But my idea is this. In this world, in today's world, we always make projections of where we might want to go. You know, uh, what you would like to do in the next year, what your country would like to do in the next year, your city, your organization, or whatnot. And we try to move accordingly. The truth is that even if you stay still in this world, you still end up moving. Nobody really stays still, right? You could put a stone into the ground so deep, and there could be an earthquake, and that piece could just break off into the water, into the ocean, and just wander off into the ocean, either to sink or just to find its way on a totally new continent and a totally new land. So I thought I'd open up with that. And I guess this opens me up to some kind of complexities within that idea. And then and again, you know what? I do want to make this clear. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a professor or anything like that. But one thing that I do know is that I have a legit perspective, and that my perspective is something, and also that I do know is not something that's shared by everybody or every other guy that does a lecture somewhere. Whether you're doing a lecture or whether you're doing a lecture or you're just somebody in some kind of, even if you're just doing radio or some kind of radio interview, right? So you get a bit of a unique perspective, a different kind of idea to things, and I like to think that at least I have a grasp of basic science, and that's enough to kind of form opinions. Now you got to remember, YouTube and this channel is entertainment at the end of the day. Whatever you watch here, even when you watch news, remember that news channels are also entertainment. So don't take it too seriously, and don't take it too easy at the same time. This is supposed to be entertainment. Getting back to the idea, like I said, we never really know what's really going forward. We can feel and think and sense and plan, but we never really know how we're gonna be moving tomorrow and what difference it's gonna make. What else can I say? Well, you know what? Like I said, it's nice to have a presence in the world because honestly, especially when you're unique, it's and I know that people like to. Eminem had a song called "The Real Slim Shady," right? And in that song, there's a scene where there's like 1,000 of him. You know what I mean? They're being produced in factories where they're just producing M&Ms. Your typical, and what he used to wear was typical, like your light blue jeans, right? Your typical Levi's type jeans, just slightly sagged with a white tee and blonde and a blonde buzz cut. And that was Eminem, and it was called "The Real Slim Shady." And, it starts off with, and anyways, that video. The real, it kind of shows you, and that was a big issue in rap. And this is the funny thing about 90s rap, especially, is that, you had your pop music, your R&B, your soul, your top 40 pop, your dance, and all that stuff. And you never really had people addressing people openly and saying stuff like, you're copying my style. This is my style. Don't try to replicate it. You didn't really have that. But I know house music has it to a certain culture, because I know that if you were a big Tiesto fan and David Guetta, for example, is biting off Tiesto, in house music, Tiesto doesn't have to say anything. Tiesto, not only does he not have to say anything, he has to maintain respectful even in his interview. So even if David Guetta is biting his music or his style, Tiesto would typically come out and say something like, "Yes, I guess Guetta's song was similar to mine, but Guetta's a very good DJ, and I'm not gonna doubt him, blah, blah, blah." And typically in house music, it's the fans that get upset. So the fans start going, "No, this guy is biting Tiesto's music. He's got to stop it. You know what I mean? This is bullshit." And they don't really get into violence. It's just like Guetta's gotta stop it. And you might have people getting into arguments even at the nightclub where he is playing or he's familiar with, people getting into fights and arguments saying Tiesto, your guy's a biter, Tiesto's the original, and so on, right? Rap music was the only thing where guys would directly address other guys, even on songs and stuff. You know, guys would address other guys and say stuff like, you know, you're biting my music. It would even get into violence, like, you know, you're biting my music, you know. And rap music typically starts off with a little bit of verbality, you know, people saying things on records and on songs and at live shows, and then it slowly gets violent. And when rap music used to get violent in the 90s, it was really bad. I mean, it was all about people would be, you know, there would be shootings and all sorts of stuff that would happen typically in rap music. I mean, Eminem was just coming off in the, you know, a little bit in the early 2000s, and he was trying to carry that with him for himself, you know, so that he wouldn't be, or that it would be understood that he was the real one and that all these guys are faking. And do I think he was successful? Absolutely, because I think the biggest thing with Eminem was that he felt he was unique because he was a white rapper that was actually very popular and liked in the rap world, and respected, by the way, respected because of how good his vocals were and his lyrics were and his rap ability was. So I think he was very successful, because I remember he dissed Limp Bizkit, who was kind of doing a bit of mix between rap and rock and roll. But the truth is that nobody really came out after Eminem that was like Eminem. You know, G-Eazy was nothing like Eminem. You know what I mean? Nobody ever came out. They never had another white guy like that come out. And had he not addressed that, had he not even made those songs and put that out there, I do believe that there would have been like 4 or 5 Eminems right after him. And believe you me, by today, there would have been like hundreds of them. So I think Eminem was successful in kind of shutting that out. And I think that's a bit of a positive thing. You know it, you've heard it in rap music. Some people don't accept it though. You know, Tupac was coming out with, oh, these guys are trying to be like me, blah, 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 bad boy and all that. And a lot of people didn't buy it. A lot of people didn't buy that was Tupac's style and whatnot. But I don't know the inner workings of that. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video here, and I'll probably, you know, come back with another video later. And and we'll just keep it at that for now.